To Washington Watch, I'm your host, Tony Perkins. So good to have you with us. The website, TonyPerkins.com. All right, earlier this week, the Washington Post reported that it had obtained 866 pages of emails sent to and from Dr. Anthony Fauci during the early days of the coronavirus pandemic as a part of the Freedom of Information Act request. And according to reports that have come out so far, some of the messages in early 2020 warned that the virus had been engineered, that it was did not evolve normally or naturally. This points back to the Wuhan lab in China. Now, what else was uncovered in this trove of email? Well, joining me now to talk about this and more is Congressman Warren Davidson, who represents the 8th District of Ohio. Congressman, welcome back to the program. We don't have him just yet. Let me go to this before we bring the Congressman. Let me go back to yesterday. The president also concerned because the conflict between what they've been saying and what they have been doing as it pertains to what they call vaccine. It's not a vaccine, it's a shot. It's like a flu shot. It's inconsistent. For instance, I've talked about this before, but at the president's speech to the joint session of Congress, every member of Congress had been vaccinated or gotten their shot, but yet they still wouldn't meet. Only 200 in the chamber for the president's message. Of course, Nancy Pelosi, we've talked about this, still requiring that every member wear a mask. So what's the point? Why get this shot? You know, you hear all these people getting sick, and there's certainly no benefit if you got to still run around with a muzzle on your face. Well, here's what the president is doing now. This is a part of what he had to say yesterday.
The NBA, the NHL, NASCAR tracks, they're offering vaccines outside playoff games and at races. Major League Baseball will be offering free tickets to people who get vaccinated at the ballpark. And to top it off, Anheuser-Busch announced that beer is on them on July the 4th. That's right, get a shot and have a beer. Free beer for everyone 21 years or over to celebrate the independence from the virus.
So all of these incentives to try and get people to get a vaccine. Well, part of the problem, as I said, is the conflict between their actions and their words. We're waiting to connect with Congressman Davidson because part of the problem is with Anthony Fauci, who initially in 2020, now we know, through these emails, had been informed that there was a connection with this virus possibly being engineered by humans, intentionally manufactured. And we also, in this trove of email, found out that he initially said that masks were ineffective. And then, of course, later saying masks were mandated. And so they keep moving the goalpost on this, and so Americans are saying, you know, what the heck? Why do this? Especially when you hear these accounts of people getting sick from the shot that they get. Why take that risk? Look, I'm not anti-shot, not for the shot. I've had the virus, so I've got the antibodies. I think that's actually one of the best ways because they're longer lasting than the actual shot itself, which, again, is like a flu shot. They're talking about being vaccinated. I think they're misleading a lot of the people. But the president yesterday assigning the vice president to a tour. He's going to send her on the road with let me get the right title of this, We Can Do This vaccination tour, and he's sending her to the South because the South has the lowest rate of vaccination in the country. This has long been a concern, and we talked about this before, where they've been blaming evangelicals that dominate in the South for not getting the shot that they're pushing. Well, again, it goes to the fact that we have these mixed messages that are coming out from Washington, D.C. All right, I think we have Congressman Davidson now. Warren, are you there? Warren, welcome to the program.
Great talking with you, Tony.
Well, let's start with your call for Anthony Fauci to be removed.
Look, we created a bill, Fauci's incompetence requires early dismissal, the FIRED Act. And look, I get it that Speaker Pelosi probably isn't going to give us a vote on that. But the point of it is time for him to be fired. It's probably long past time. But every day there's new revelations that show, frankly, not even just incompetence at this point, but dishonesty. I mean, he came in and spoke to Senator Rand Paul before the United States Senate, made it seem like, what do you mean gain of function? I know of nothing about this. And then he comes out days later and says, well, bust him out. Now we look at emails that say, he was deceptive about, his knowledge about the origins, man-made origins of the virus and the link to the Wuhan Institute of Virology. He really should not be on the United States payroll.
Did he perjure himself in that committee?
Well, I mean, I'm not a lawyer in the strictest definition of the sense perjury, but I can tell you, to me, it seems dishonest. I know at West Point we'd think it was an honor code violation.
What was most surprising for you in these 866 pages of emails? I know you haven't gone through all of them, but what was the most surprising?
Well, the idea that there were clear references to knowledge about the man-made origins of the virus. Like they were out there talking about cover stories for the wet market. Frankly, he was defending the World Health Organization, talking about President Trump as if he was, betraying our, duty to public health to fund this organization that has provided cover for China instead of getting to the truth, which is what the World Health Organization should do. And so Fauci's been an apologist for all that, perhaps for motives. I don't know. I hope there's a good, thorough investigation, but in the meantime, he should get off our payroll.
Yeah, I would agree, and I would think that momentum to support that will build as more people look at what Mr. Fauci had to say. Warren Davidson, thanks so much for joining us. Great to talk with you.
Always an honor, Tony. Thank you.